Hey, howdy, and a big welcome back to Clem Hawks, folks. I'm Yak, ready to take you through today's edition of some World Juniors discussion. Oh, baby, everything starts up for real tomorrow for the teams up here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And as the guy in the city ready to tell you all about it, I'm excited. However, you gotta know the audience of which you are marketing to, and Clem Hawks has a 74% viewer rate from the United States of America. So, my friends, today talking about what the US of A has to do right at this World Juniors to come out with a successful result. That's what we're talking. So, let's get right ripping into it because it's going to be a good time to kind of see what this World Juniors brings. Obviously, the first one we've ever seen in a long time, if ever, in well, yeah, in August. It is August. We are talking about preseason hockey, more or less, for the players that are participating in this year's World Juniors. And of course, unlike the Hlinka Gretzky, which we just covered, these players, most of them are drafted or going to be drafted this season by an NHL team. So keep that in mind as well, that there's a lot of players, prospects still trying to do their part for this season and into potentially their draft year as well. So keep that in mind as we go along and review Team USA's roster and what they're all about and what they're going to bring to us here in the World Juniors. Of course, I'd love to do the Canada preview, but like I said, I'm no idiot. I know what the market audience is on Clem Hawks. We're going to talk about the market audience on Clem Hawks here, which is the US of A, and we will get that discussed, and we will make sure we are taking care of the people who watch the channel, because I have a feeling we sometimes fail to do that based on the views, so we'll figure it out. But folks, let me drift over here a moment. Ooh, this chair really sinks. You see that? All I'm doing is leaning back in the chair. Let me elevate myself up, and let's get back over here a little bit, shall we? There we go. Move on the carpet. So the forwards for Team USA: Brett Berard, not Connor Bedard, Brett Berard; Thomas Bordeleau; Logan Cooley, the Arizona Coyotes draft pick; Matt Coronado; Riley Duran; Dominic James; Matt Knives, which I believe is a Toronto Maple Leafs prospect; Carter Mazur; Hunter McCowan; Sasha Pastujov. I'm really not sure. I'm going to learn some names this week, I think. Mackie Samoskevich; Red Savage; Landon Slagert; Charlie Strammel. And then on defense, you got Sean Behrens; Brock Faber, which there's a reason I'm doing this. The Minnesota Wild draft pick, Brock Faber. I believe he's even captaining the team. Luke Hughes; Wyatt Kaiser; Tyler Clevin; Ian Moore; Jack Pert; and Jacob Truscott, with Remington Kiopel in net, Caden Barreco, and Andrew Oke. All right. There's some names on the crease for Team USA this week, and that's going to be fun. I think there's going to be a lot of fun had on Twitter if one of those three goaltenders really shines all tournament long. So that said, folks, obviously there are names you're expecting big things from in this tournament. I think Nyes, Cooley, or the Bordeleau probably up front are the big three that I'm expecting stuff from. I know Red Savage has gotten a lot of media coverage as well. On defense, Luke Hughes, just drafted this year; Brock Faber; and I believe there's one more that I just don't know who I'm supposed to be looking for, but one of those other guys on defense is supposed to be a hot shot as well, as far as I know. And I think Matt Coronado's got something going on for him as well. But folks, there's a lot to go. And Carter Mazur from Denver University, don't forget that. Got to mention that there, Mr. Carter Savoy's uh, university of choice before joining the Edmonton Oilers. But end of the day, that's the roster. What do we expect from Team USA? Obviously, medal contention, right? That's Team USA every year, is that team that pushes Canada at the World Juniors, tries to win as many golds over the past 15, 20 years as they have, and really is a team that is not put to bed easily. A different style of hockey compared to Team Canada most tournaments, but a style of hockey that wins at the World Juniors, and we'll have to see how successful it is in the dead of summer in Alberta, Canada, right? This is not the first time Edmonton, Alberta has hosted a prestigious hockey tournament in the dead of summer, right? The 2020 NHL playoffs. However, this is the first time for the World Juniors, and we'll see what the impact there is. I'm hoping we can convince the work boys to go on down to Rogers Place and check out a hockey game 8 p.m. one night. But that, my friends, like I said, is going to take a lot of convincing because work, work. But folks, like I said, what do I expect Team USA to do? They are the team here to push Canada. End of the day, that is what Team USA's role at the World Juniors has been for several years. If it's not going to be Canada, it's more than likely going to be them, right? And that's the way it's just gone over the past 15, 20 years, more times than not. So hopefully for Team USA, right, you'd love to continue that streak. You'd love to actually really assert dominance in this tournament and really just make something out of something that's not necessarily like it feels like a one-off. It feels like a waste of time to some people. It feels like it doesn't even matter, but that's almost motivation in and of itself when you're talking about trying to win a tournament, right? When everyone's writing off the importance of the tournament, writing it off, just kind of scrapping it, is, you know what? End of the day, there's something to be fought for here. You can say, hey, you know what? End of the day, 40 years old, skates are hung up, you're watching your kids play hockey. You remember that World Juniors no one remembers? I was there. And part of my favorite part in life is talking about things that people have no clue happened. That's some of the sporting events I've been to. People have no clue it ever even happened. I'm like, I was there, here's what I did. And they're like, whoa, that's actually kind of nifty. And at the end of the day, if this is what that tournament becomes for Team USA, that's not necessarily a bad thing because you win something, you get some glory, you get obviously the scouts, the coaches, the NHL GMs. There's a whole bunch on the line rather than just the spectator fare of this World Juniors, right? There is actually really some tangible hockey stuff on the line. Biggest part we haven't talked about in the video so far, and this is maybe more me just stalling for time because I know I need to get some watch time up here on Clemhawks today because I haven't contributed anything in the past 48 hours, is the simple fact of don't get injured. This is starting your season. This is not an end of season tournament. This is not happening in April, May, June. This is happening second week of August when you're 2 weeks out from prospect NHL camp with your respective team if you end up going, which you more than likely are. So, right, in this tournament, I mean, we're talking about second week of August, but this tournament, my friends, runs all the way to August 20th. We're not talking about, oh, it's over by August 15th. If you're a little nicked up, you're back just after Labor Day long weekend, ready to go, and you're healthy, right? 2 weeks off to rest and ankles, nothing. No, you do not want to start your NHL prospect season off on the wrong foot if you're a draft eligible or already drafted player. And that's going to be the challenge at this World Juniors when people are writing off the tournament saying, well, it's happening in the summer, I don't really care, is there's almost, to an extent, potentially, right? I said about wanting to win it just to claim fame, is there's also that potential that the players really don't try as hard as they possibly could because this is not the end-all be-all of the next 3 months. The end-all be-all of August, September, October is being in your NHL team's starting lineup October whatever the heck when the season starts. And that's at the end of the day what matters to most of these kids playing. But at the same rate, you can counter that point with the fact of why wouldn't you want to come out here just absolutely dummy every team you face and go out there and really dominate for the sheer fact of now you're getting reps in before your GM sees you in his city. Right? Right. All right, folks. I'm Yak. This is Clemhawks. I am up on out of here.